So today is day 17 of my hammer and chisel challenge. I'm feeling pretty tight in my left hip flexor for some reason. We always do hip flexor stretches in our warm-up, but I think I overextended it somehow because it's been really tight the last few days. So I'm just going to show you some stretches to help relieve this if you run into that problem. So first one that's pretty much the best one to do is to put your leg forward and to stretch your hip flexors. Now, your hip flexors are right here. It's the part that allows you to literally flex your hip. So, my left one is tight, so I'm going to work more on the left one. Now, I don't want to do too much because it's already overextended. So I just want to allow it to stretch a little bit and to heal. Of course, my cat has to be in the video. Okay, another good one is to lay down on your back and bring your knees up and stretch this way. That actually feels pretty good. Another good one that I learned is actually from Pio. It's called pigeon. So you bring one leg back and you bring your other leg forward with your knee bent, and you actually stretch the outside of your hip on this leg, but this one stretches your hip flexor where I'm tight at. So you just pretty much lean into it. I'm actually noticing that I'm pretty tight here too, so this will be good for both. I was hoping that it would go away after a little while, but it's been about 3 days and I'm starting to get pretty sore. So I'm trying not to baby it too much in my workouts, but I'm also not trying to injure myself. Okay, another really good one is the butterfly pose. This will stretch your hamstrings as well. So it's all about hitting your muscles in different ways. You can actually hit a lot of different muscle groups doing the same pose. And then a classic one is just to bring your legs out and stretch this way. And of course, the further you go, the more you can reach those muscles. But other than that, I think I'm doing really well with the program. I'm noticing a lot of results and improvement the more that I go. So it just encourages me to stick to my meal plan and to stick with it. And I really definitely see the muscle definition that I'm building. And I'm able to lift 20-pound weights now to where I wasn't before. I know that doesn't seem like a lot, but even today lifting, I could, barely get through the last rep, but I did it. And also, I started using a chair for my pull-ups because I was, psyching myself out, like, okay, I'm just not going to put as much work into it because I really have a hard time doing pull-ups for 60 whole seconds, let alone doing one pull-up. So using the chair really still makes me put in the work. We definitely recommend looking into any modifications that you can, so that way you're building your strength up and you're actually improving yourself. It really, really helps. So have you ever noticed that beets have a really terrible earthy taste and radishes have a really terrible earthy taste? Pretty much any root vegetable is going to have a really nasty earthy taste. Well, right now I have radishes and I rinse them off. I don't have a vegetable brush. I probably should invest in one. But I usually just scrub them with my hands and then use a paper towel to wipe off anything I can't get. Right now, I put them in some vinegar. I used regular vinegar and some red wine vinegar, so that way I'm not using too much of one. So I'm just going to put a lid on, and I'm going to hold it over the sink, and I'm going to shake it. This is going to help break down all of that dirt. The acid in the vinegar will get rid of the nasty flavor, and then by shaking it, you're getting all the excess debris off. And then I'm going to rinse these probably twice, the same method, so that way they're nice and clean and fresh, and you can put them in your salad. because radishes are actually really, really good for you. So now they're nice and clean, and they're going to keep longer since I washed them in the vinegar. I buy organic anyway, but when you treat them with the vinegar, it actually, like, it will hold strawberries, blueberries, any berries really. It'll keep them from molding a little bit better if you're going to hold them in the refrigerator for a while. You know, with the berries and stuff you can freeze, but vegetables don't really freeze too well. It's nice to have them fresh in a salad. So this is a really good tip to use. And this is my really, really late lunch. I kind of slacked with vegetables today. I had my recovery, I had my Shakeology, had a serving of fruit, and then I got busy playing with my daughter and doing stuff. So I'm trying to catch up on veggies. A great way to catch up on veggies is a salad. This is 2.5 worth of veggies. So I filled 2.5 of these. And then I have 2 eggs, 2 hard-boiled eggs. That counts as 1 protein. And then I have a quarter of an avocado. That counts as my healthy fat. I'm allowed to have more of these. I'm allowed to have more of these. I'm only allowed to have 1 of these per day. Healthy fats help you absorb nutrients, so they are really good for you. I could have put cheese on my salad as a healthy fat, but I really love avocado, the way it meshes with all the flavors. So that is what I'm sharing with you today, and I'm going to attempt to do some salmon for dinner tonight. Hopefully I'll be able to show you a little bit of that. Okay, so I'm preparing dinner. I have some Wild Alaska salmon fillets. They're wild caught, pure, and all natural, so that's pretty much your healthiest choice. And I'm going to top them with a little bit of lemon juice. So that way I can break it down and lock in some flavor. The acid in lemon juice is really good for breaking down foods. And then I'm going to top it with some Himalayan sea salt and some fresh tarragon. And I'm going to do a 100% pure maple syrup glaze. And I will let you know how it tastes. And to go with my salmon, I have potatoes that I've covered with extra virgin olive oil. And then I use some white pepper, some Himalayan salt, onion powder, garlic powder, paprika, and thyme. So you do not have to have boring food. It can be full of flavor as long as you're using the right things. Most spices are free. Just make sure they don't have any added things to it. And I usually like to try to find organic. Unfortunately, it's super, super expensive, so you have to kind of pick your battles with that. And then I'm going to prepare some fresh broccoli to go alongside of it, and I will take a picture of it when it's done.